Welcome back. So today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look right here. It's kind of a fall inspired taupey eye kind of a look with an ombre like deep nude cranberry lip. I'm so inspired by these fall months right now. This is, I think, the third video I've recorded in today alone doing a fall inspired look. Please excuse whatever is going on my head. I don't really know. I wasn't really in the mood to do my hair today, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna want it up anyway. So if there's like little flyaways and stuff throughout this peeking all over, then I'm really sorry about it. But yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, then please just keep watching. Alright, so we will get started. First, I'm just going to prime my face. I'm going to use the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless primer. I haven't used this in a while, so I don't really remember how good it is or if it's like comparable to the Smashbox one or the Benefit Professional. Okay, so next I'm going to prime my eyes. I'm not going to use a primer today. Normally I use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, but I'm a little bit pale right now and it just looks a little funky on me just because it's like such a dark yellow in comparison to my skin tone. So I'm just using the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer just to prime my eyelids. So I'm actually going to use, let's see if you can even see it, the Stila Not So Nude. It's like it says it's a collectible palette. It has 6 eyeshadows, a blush, and a highlight. So this is it in here. I'm not sure if you can still get it. I feel like you can. I don't think it's like they make it, but I think you can still get it at Ulta if I remember correctly. It's only like $10. The only reason I'm using it is because I like the colors of the eyeshadows in it. So first I'm just going to go into this color right here. It's called Buff. And I'm just going to set that concealer all over my lid and up to my brow bone. This is just like a really neutral beige color. Okay, then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to take this color Fawn right here. It's kind of a cool toned light brown. And I'm going to use this as the transition shade. And this eye look is going to be really simple. I love the look of, you know, like wing liner and a darker lip and some lashes, and that's it. You can get a little messy with this. It doesn't really matter because we're going to clean it up afterwards. Go in with like a little bit smaller of a blending brush, kind of similar to a pencil brush, like somewhere in between. And I'm gonna go into this color Mink right here. And I'm gonna take this just below that fawn color that we put in there, and I'm going really lightly in. This color is really pigmented actually, so you don't want to use too heavy of a hand. You also want to try not to go too far down on the lid here. Concealer again. I know I already set it on my eyes, but this won't really like make it look too cakey or anything. And I'm just gonna kind of clean up anything. I don't want like a harsh line, like I'm not trying to do a like a cut crease, but I just want to bring it up a little bit just because it's a little too far down for my liking. The difference between the two eyes, this just kind of like cleans that up a little bit more. It's a little softer of a blending too. And then I'm also gonna take that concealer and I'm just gonna clean up this line and make it kind of nice and sharp. So the way I do this, and everybody does it different, is I line it up with my lower lash line. So I go right, maybe like a third of the way into my lower lash line, and I just start bringing it out and kind of make it straight. I found that this is the cleanest way of doing it with making it look even on both eyes, because my eyes are two different sizes actually, so, or not sizes, but kind of shapes, so it's hard for me to get them to be completely even. Taking that buff shade again right down here, just because we did put that concealer on there again, so I just want to make sure it doesn't start kind of like creasing and moving all over as the day goes on. Next I'm going to do my eyeliner, just because sometimes it can get a little messy, and if I mess up I want to not have the foundation and concealer and powder all on my face, so I can clean it up if it does get messed up. So when I do my winged liner, I start in the middle of my eye, and I make as thin of a line as possible to start with. The reason I do that is because you can always build it up, and I am the queen of going too far with it and then there's no way of going back. So that's why I like to start out really thin. This is the Jessie's Girl liquid liner, by the way. I think maybe a little bit shorter than this eye, but when you put mascara and lashes on, you can't really notice. One thing that I know I do is I wind up trying to make this eye match, and I'll try to make this longer and extend it and stuff, and then I just kind of make it too long on this eye or too thick or whatever. So I'm gonna leave it alone, and that is the one thing I would say to do, is just leave it alone, because you're better off than messing it up. No one else is gonna notice. So now I'm taking this NYX, I think it's like the Jolie gel pencil liner, and this is in the black shade, and I'm just tight lining. So the eyes are pretty much done. I haven't decided what I'm going to do underneath yet. I may smoke it out, I may not, I don't really know. So now I'm going to move on to the face. For foundation, I'm going to use my CoverGirl Stay Fabulous. I'm in the shade 825. I love this foundation. The only thing is, I have found that almost every single drugstore foundation that I own oxidizes on me, and it drives me insane, and it turns pink. And I feel like my face has a lot of pink in it, but the rest of my body is pretty yellow, so it drives me insane. So I'm gonna take this, I don't even know where I got this, but it's a MAC Studio Sculpt. I think this was like a limited edition packaging or something. The only reason I'm using it is because it's yellow, and I know it's yellow, so I kind of just mix it in just for color purposes, and kind of dot it all over my face. I like to start on my chin and in the center of my face, and then kind of blend my way out. Breaking out in my chin area, so I'm just adding an extra layer around there just for some extra coverage. I'm going to go in with concealer, and I'm just going to use that Better Skin Concealer again by Maybelline. And I do like this concealer a lot. I heard really good things about it, so I was like, oh, I'm going to go pick it up and kind of see how it goes. The only thing is, like, some spots on my face, it kind of, I don't know if burns is the right word, but like it kind of irritates my skin when I put it on. As the day goes on, it's fine, it doesn't bother me, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Right in this area, sometimes it irritates me, and I don't know if it's because like I'll have a dry patch there and it's just irritated. but I do notice that. And I don't want to do too much highlight on my chin today because, like I said, I'm breaking out there, so not only do I not want to bring attention there, but the less, you know, product you can put there, the better. I'm just going to take this Morphe G2 brush, which really clearly needs to be clean because I use it every day. And I'm just going to blend out the concealer under my eyes. The reason I do it this way is because if I go in with the Beauty Blender first and blend out there, I find that I crease a lot faster. So I don't like to do that. I like to press it in with this first. And then right before I powder, I will take the Beauty Blender just to kind of like blot away any excess product. Go in with a setting powder, and I'm just using the e.l.f. High Definition powder. It's like the big bulky one. I'm trying to find different powders that baking works with, like baking your face, because I know I have the Laura Mercier, yeah, translucent setting powder, and I love that. I love that. That's the best one in the game, I know. But I feel like this kind of uses a lot of product, and I hate to like keep repurchasing that, so I'm trying to find one that is a little less expensive that I can do the same thing with. So right now I'm just kind of taking a Beauty Blender and pressing it all underneath anywhere that I put concealer, and I'm just going to bake it. This is super finely milled, so it may be a little too fine. With the Laura Mercier, you can tell that I'm putting powder on. While that sets, I'm just going to go in and kind of do my contour. I'm not doing anything like super crazy today. I'm going in with the Lorac Pro Contour Kit, which is my favorite right now. I use it every single day. And this e.l.f. small tapered brush. I don't know if this is new or what, but it is like the coolest brush. It's the nicest contour brush I think I've ever used. It comes to a point, it's perfect. It reminds me a little bit of the Real Techniques contour brush, but it's a little less dense than this. Like, this is a little more dense, and I don't know, it just like blends a little bit nicer, and it's a little more pointed. So I'm just gonna go in with that light contour shade, and I'm gonna go in at my cheekbones and kind of blend it out. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going so lightly in there, just so that I'm not creating too much of a thick line here. Okay, so my camera battery just died. This is like the third time that this has happened. Now I'm just gonna go in and dust off any of that excess powder that we had on there, and this is the e.l.f. blush brush. I just find that this kind of sweeps everything away really nicely. In my opinion, e.l.f. has really been doing a really good job with their brushes. The only problem I ever have with them is right here. They come unglued all the time. Like, I have another one of these. I don't know where it is, but I have another one of these, and right here it like pops off, and that's how they all are. But I mean, for $3, I really don't think that that's that big of a deal. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with my blush. Today I'm going to be using Milani's Luminoso blush. It's one of their baked blushes. I'm sure that you've seen this everywhere. Mine has like lost its like dome because I used it so much, but it's just a really pretty like natural blush, and it just gives a really nice kind of sheen to the cheeks. So I'm using this Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just going to swirl it in there and put it right over top of where we put that contour. Then what I like to do here is kind of clean up the lines down here. I used to always use the Beauty Blender and bake it while I was doing everything else, but I find if I wait until after I do my contour and my blush that it's a little bit more clean, just because sometimes your blush and your contour can kind of get down here. Taking this Real Techniques, I don't know what it's called, but it's from that like Bold Metals collection. It's the number 301. It's like their contour brush. This is just way too dense and heavy for me for contouring. I've tried it with cream contouring and I like it a little bit better, but I like it for this reason, just to kind of carve out right there. Kind of right to my lips actually, which you should never bring your contour down into here, but I find that I get kind of dark in here, so this helps to brighten me up a little. And you can even go in and kind of clean up your blush line. I don't always do this, but why not? So now while that sets, I'm going to put on my highlight. I don't like to go too crazy highlighting in the fall, and so I'm just going in with this Maybelline Master Studio highlight, and it's a highlighting blush actually in the shade Coral. It's too light of a blush for me, and I'm pretty fair, so that's kind of saying a lot. I'm looking for my fan brush. So I'm just going to take my fan brush and kind of swirl it around in there. I'm just going to go right on the tops of my cheekbones, and this isn't like super intense or anything. It just gives like a nice soft, subtle glow. And it's like a pinky peach color. I normally tend to go more towards the white gold colors and everything like that, but I just wanted to try something different. So I'm just going to go there, and then I'm going to go right on my Cupid's bow. And that's pretty much it. So now I'm just going to go in and do my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown. So I'm just combing them out first. And then I'm going to go in and kind of create my line on the bottom. And you want to continuously be moving in like short hair-like strokes. So I like to do my bottom, and then I kind of go in at the top and create my line there. I don't like to go here and create a line because that's not the way that your hair grows there. I think everyone's like just getting home from work because there's so many people outside right now. It's so awkward. Just follow the growth of my hair and flick up a little bit. Go in and put my brow bone highlight in there, and I'm going to use the shade Bare from the Lorac, what is this, the Lorac Pro Matte palette. And then I'm going to go in with the color Quartz from the Lorac. I'm going to go in with the color Quartz from the Lorac Pro Metal palette, which is this color up here. This is the most beautiful inner corner highlight I have ever used in my life. Okay, so I think I am going to kind of do a little bit of something on my lower lash line. I'm just going to take that NYX gel pencil again, and I'm going to go about 1/3 of the way in on my waterline. And then I'm just going to take a small pencil brush, kind of like this. I'm just going to go in with that Mink color from the Stila palette and kind of just smoke it out a little bit, nothing too crazy. I'm going to go in and line my lips. I'm going to use Whirl from MAC. Go in with the shade Tulle from Colourpop. My Colourpop logo kind of wore off on this one. And this is just like a deep nude. I don't even know what to compare it to. It's almost like a cranberry nude. I'm starting off by just following those lines that I made and dragging it towards the middle. take the color Midi from Colourpop, and I'm gonna put that right in the center. Then I'm gonna go back into Tulle. And just clean it all up. Alright, so this is the finished look. I hope that you guys liked it. I thought it was a little different to do like a little bit of like an ombre lip with something a little more subtle on the eyes. I would probably pair this with lashes, but I just didn't really feel like doing that today. I wasn't really in the mood, but so yeah, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up and please comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks, bye! Okay, so that's it. Alright, so that's this. Hi everyone. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look. It's kind of a taupey, matte, smoky eye. No, it's not really. It's not a smoky eye. It's kind of a taupey, more somewhere in between like a cut crease and not a cut crease.